Here we are, UFC Vegas 109, Fluffy Hernandez versus Roman Dolidze. I'm your host, Picks with Pegasus. I'm here with Dravey and Key 3 Picks. We're doing a full card breakdown, bets, and predictions. Last week, I think we all kind of finished positive after a crummy card. Tatsuro Taira, I'm happy, thank you. Pretty easy. Round one, round two, easy enough. But here we are, another Apex card. Debatably worse than the last one.
Yeah, it is worse than the last. I mean,
debatably worse than the last one.
People were shitting on last week's card, but as I said, it was like 2-3 bangers.
That was a banger.
Like Elvis Brenner and Ribovics. Like shout out to them, you know.
Duncan and Rebecca.
And yeah, Rebecca, Duncan. Like Duncan is improving a lot, bro. These kicks, like these knees, he was timing. Like this guy is like, let's say the last year or so, like he improved so much. Like compare to like the Vichenik and the Rebecca performance compared to the Oki performance, for example.
Yeah.
Or the Morales performance back in the day. Like he's putting real work in at ATT, so you got to respect that. That was a banger, man. And it was a weird fight because like I scored it 29-28 Duncan, but like in round 3 where because in round 1 he cut him with a elbow and then he changed the fight, right? But like in round 3, Rebecki's the one doing damage to Duncan's face. Like Duncan was bleeding in round 3. Rebecki was the one like causing damage to his face, but he was so much like Duncan landed so much big shot as well. So like it was a clear Duncan fight, but it still like was really competitive. But
yeah, it was a great fight.
That was a banger.
It was a great fight. But here,
Vallejo's too. Vallejo's Danny Silva. Like I had fun sweating that over 2.5, and I had over 2.5 in Ribovic's fight. Like, bro, I was watching that fight. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna try to watch too much, but you know, that was bangers, man. Like, yeah.
Dude, it's like one of those cards that was underlooked, and then everyone showed up. It was just great.
And I mean,
how about Neil Magny? Huh?
Yeah, man. Shout out to him again. Shout out to him again. Yeah.
Trayshawn Gore, my lock of the week. Pulling Trayshawn Gore.
That was like your bet on Trayshawn Gore was as bad as my bet on fucking Park, but I play plus 300. But you know, it was like awful bets.
No, everyone was talking about Fletcher. Nakamura's back. He's gambling.
Nobody was talking about Fletcher though.
Bashy fight, easy enough.
Yeah, that under 1.5 was
Gulayev impressed that he actually survived the 4 takedowns in the first round.
Were you sweating because like your boy Nick Klein was putting it on him?
Yes, I was. But guess
you
what?
You were like, what did I done? I'm gonna have to
put out a whole fight, and then I tweet body kick was there the whole time. Easy money. Look minus 500. That's the best tweet. But yeah, and then Caitlin Souza. Split decision. That was close. Could have been a robbery.
No. That was bullshit, bro. If I got robbed there, I would have been so pissed. I paid Pierre Rodriguez minus 185, I think, and she closed like minus 250. She arguably win 3-0.
But I scored 3-0. It was 3-0.
No, it was like 29-28, 29-28, 29-28. But I thought she like I give a round to Souza because I'm being fair. I don't want to be biased, but like 30-27 Rodriguez was a better scorecard than 29-28 Souza, and he tried to rub me. I would have been pissed because like she clearly didn't win. Those takedowns were so free, and you know, we have to go. Cody Brundage was back this weekend, and you know he's not even coming back after a loss this week. You know, so
nope. Another.
The question is, how many unit peg on Cody Brundage this week? Are you laying the chalk?
2 units on Cody Brundage, minus 148 on BetOnline is going to be my bet. The reason is Cody Brundage isn't a bad fighter. People keep giving him a bad rap. He's not a bad fighter. He can wrestle. He can swing hard. He can.
Is that a text you're reading?
No. He can jump to guillotine. All these things he can do. I'm just looking at the screen on mine. I also think Eric McConico isn't that good of a fighter either. He doesn't really pose much of a threat. Like I just don't get like last fight we watched him just suffer and do nothing, and now he's got Cody Brundage. I think Cody Brundage is going to run across the cage and just try to attack him, see what happens. Fuck it. No, I'm kidding. I don't actually have a bet. I'm going to look into it. I got to look at McConico again, make sure I like what I see, but I will be on Cody Brundage if the line's better than minus 150. What do you think, Trav?
Oh, what was that name? You're saying weird names for us now. Honestly, I didn't tape that one, but I can talk briefly about it. I don't like betting on those fights. They put a really short notice, especially when it's lower level, and I don't rate Brundage cardio, so I really don't want to bet on it. But yeah, honestly, you could bunk like he's gonna talk about it, I'm sure, because like we talk about McConico a lot when he made his debut, and we're like, yeah, he can't get hurt. Like he's been hurt before, but like he seems tough, stuff like that. And then he just gets spark in his debut. He does nothing. So maybe that was the UFC debut shit. When you don't perform well. But again, it's short notice now, so I don't really know. He's probably helping his boy Jared Cannonier fighting next week because he's always in his corner. But still, I mean, it's not really. Is that catch weight or is that 185? It's 205 actually.
This is at 205. This is a light heavyweight fight. I didn't go through any of the stats. My bad. Yeah, this is a light heavyweight.
I'm not sure what to think about it, but yeah, I mean, it's probably better at 205. And as we know, Brundage, like he could gas out, he could quit, but like he swing hard early, and he could bonk him pretty. Like KO1 on Brundage is, I've bet that prop a lot of times, and it's always live, but I don't think I'm going to bet anything there. I think Cody should beat him, but it's just a weird fight overall. At 205, I don't know what I think about it. What do you think, Key, about like your boy Rick 205? You think his chin will be better, or like what do you think?
No. Um, I think both are shit here. Brundage round one makes sense. Outside of that, I have zero interest in this fight. I believe Brundage 7 out of 11 wins or round one finishes. Um, I think it's no secret what we get from Brundage. So, McConico is a doer of nothing. He's gonna clinch. He'll stay alive potentially. I tried to fade Ruse above with him last time out. I thought McConico could potentially get some wrestling going in rounds 2 and 3. He spent round one literally just staring at Ruse above. And I get the length was awkward, but I would just like to see more aggression. He's been hurt on the regional scenes multiple times. This is a regional level fight. I think Brundage probably gets it done, but I'm not laying minus money on Brundage. So round one or nothing for me here.
All right. Next fight of the night we have is this is going to be a low-level girls fight. Key, I'm going to have you going first. I'm not lagging, am I?
No, you're good. The screen went away though.
Oh yeah, I closed it. Next fight is going to be Julia Stoliaranko versus Gabriela Fernandes. Stoliaranko is 11-8-1. Gabriela Fernandes 10-3. Low level girls fight here is going to be at 125. Odds on these two ladies, you get Fernandez in from -400 to -430. You can get Juliana Stoliarenko plus 300. So, Kate, I'm going to ask you first. I'm going to let you know ahead of time so you think about your breakdown before you do this. I laid the chalk on Fernandez here against the grappler, and we've watched her top timed against Jass, against Judas got 2 takedowns, and then she also had top time by Bleda, Teresa Bleda. So we've watched her top time all the time, but now she's -400 against the grappler. Is there something wrong with this?
No, I mean I can understand in some ways, but I scrolling on Twitter today, I saw Luke from Sparring with Reality on Twitter, a shark guy on Twitter. He put out Gabriela Fernandez -400 when she's looked like a paraplegic version of Helen Keller on the bottom.
Yeah.
What could go wrong? And I think that there's some truth in that here. You won't catch me laying -400 on Fernandez here. I like her. I've talked about in past Judy's breakdowns and breakdowns for other fighters. I think that she's one of the more powerful and physically gifted women in the weight class. And I think on the feet, she's really sharp. But I can't back this price tag. I just can't do it. Stoliaranko, I think that she's complete shit. But she sells out for her one thing, and she wants to get to an armbar or triangle series every single time. She gets to mount, and she will sell out for the armbar every time. Fuck position over submission. She's instantly going and jumping for the armbar. I think that it's important to note here that Stoliarenko's had some very shit and weird performances. Luana Carolina was a bad look. Chelsea Chandler was a bad look. But in both of those fights, she got to her win conditions, which is round one submission attempts. She got to her win conditions. So in none of these fights, she is just getting like absolutely washed. And I mean, the Chelsea Chandler fight, she got washed, but Chandler was insanely big. Chandler can barely make 135. We know Stoliarenko has proven that she can make 125 now, and I think that is smarter for her. I think that there's a lot of skill development that needed to happen in her career that just never happened, most likely for her to truly round out her game. But I do think that she's in the correct weight class now. If she were to get Fernandes down in round one, I think that everybody with a Fernandes minus 400 ticket is probably shitting themselves. And I can't say that Stoliarenko doesn't get Fernandes down in round one. Like, I just can't stamp that. Fernandes has been taken down before. I do think that all the women who've taken her down are better wrestlers than Stoliarenko. Stoliarenko does have decent timing, though. She's gotten under some shots and blast doubled some girls. We've seen her get down to the mat in a variety of ways. I don't think that she's some great wrestler, but she's proven that she can drag the fight to the mat in round one. So for that reason alone, I'm passing on Fernandes. And again, it's important to note that Stoliarenko has gone to her win condition consistently throughout her career. Has she finished every single time? No. But she has gone to her win condition. And I'm not sure that I trust Fernandes to defend a submission as well as Luana Carolina did or Chelsea Chandler. So for that reason, I'm passing on the fight. I'm not backing Stoliarenko as a dog because I don't, like I said, I don't rate her highly at all. But everybody that's parlaying Fernandes, I don't think that it's as easy as a spot as people are making it out to be. After 5 minutes or so, I think this is a Fernandes fight. But Fernandes will inevitably end up punching her way into the clinch or letting go of a kick that Stoliarenko catches, and this ends up hitting the mat at least once. And for that reason, I'm not backing minus 400. When again, I don't rate her off of her back well at all. I don't think that she's very good off of her back. But her first layer takedown defense is solid. We'll see if it holds up here around one.
Yeah, I'm on Gabriela Fernandes minus 400. I did not plan I agree with part of what Keith said. I think if he gets on the ground in round one, we're looking at some trouble. But I think, like you said, her first level takedown defense is good. Also, Stoliarenko's grappling, like wrestling, is not great to get the takedown. So I think as long as it's on the feet, we cook. And I'm hoping it stays there. That's kind of all I got for you. Drav, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think Fernandez is gonna fuck her up. Honestly, like the level on the feet is crazy to me. And honestly, I'm not confident that Stoliarenko is gonna get a takedown early. She's not that good of a wrestler. And if she doesn't get a takedown early, Fernandez is gonna look minus 1,000. You know, because like Stoliarenko is gonna quit as well. Like if she get hit too much and she can't get takedowns and she's slowing down or whatever, like she's not gonna stay on the feet with Fernandez. He always say that this girl Fernandez hit really hard for the division, and she really does. And if you look, the girl Stoliarenko's getting hit by, I don't think she's getting hit hard like that. And also, Fernandez is strong, and I think it's going to be easy to take down. And she's a decent grappler, honestly. Like, I don't think her grappling is as bad as what people say. She's a survivor. Like, against Jasmine, she could have quit. She didn't, you know. And Jasmine is a much better wrestler than Julia. It's not even close, you know. And she's also bigger. And even Bleda is a better wrestler, you know. And she almost finished Bleda late. Bleda slowed down, but she doesn't slow down as much as Stoliarenko. The thing with Stoliarenko is she does have a good armbar, and she's dangerous in round one if she get on top. But she has nothing else. Her wrestling is not that good. And like on the feet, it's like a 90-95% Fernandez fight. Like I really cap it that way. And I think that's possible that she can defend takedowns. And if she get taken down early, I think that she could get submitted. But then do I think it's like a 20% outcome, 10% outcome? Maybe. But honestly, I think she's sub 1 or bust. That's always how she wins. And if she doesn't get that round 1 sub, she's gonna slow down, and I don't think she's gonna be able to get takedowns if she's slowing down. Even while fresh, I'm not sure she can. Maybe she's gonna be able to, but I don't think her subbing Fernandez is like really likely. Fernandez never been finished, and like if you look the stats of Stoliaranko wrestling, I think her takedown accuracy is like below 30%, which is not really good. And considering I think Fernandez has decent takedown defense, like when she's on her back, she looked bad. Don't get me wrong, but she needs to get it there. And if she doesn't get it there, she's in deep shit. And even if she get it there, I'm not confident she finish. And round 2 is gonna start. It's gonna be on the feet, and she's gonna die. So I thought about playing Fernandez, 2-3, but I think she could knock her out in round 1. Honestly, I really do. Because if you're trying to take her down, and she can, and she gets tough, bro.
She's some busted ass feet. Look how busted this foot is.
My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, staff report. We played our minus 400. We're screwed.
So yeah, bro. I mean, the difference in striking is insane to me, but also the difference in cardio, man. Like round 1 sub or bust for me, and I can cap that at 20% personally. So yeah, I think there's value on Fernandez minus 400 this week.
Thank you for making me feel better about my bet. I parlayed it with Prates, by the way, minus 280. You get a minus 230 now. It's gonna be great. We're all gonna be here for it. Next fight. Front of the show, Uros Medic versus Gilbert Urbina. Gilbert Urbina, 7-3, 29. Uros Medic, 10-3. Line on these two gentlemen, you get Medic anywhere from minus 450 to minus 470. You get Urbina anywhere from plus 350 to plus 345. We know, anyone knows betting a Urbina fight, you can hit him with a left hook, you'll knock him out cold. Drop. Does Medic KO minus 275 have value?
No, I don't think that has value. I'm never gonna lay a prop at this type of price. Yeah, I'm gonna do a key here, and I'm just gonna say it's a shit fight for me. I have no interest, and I think Medic's gonna kill him, but no value on the line at all. So I don't have anything to say.
Yeah, I think Medic knocks him out as well. I think that's pretty fair. Key.
Yeah, the doctor ordered up a knockout.
All right. Let's go on to the next one here. Next one we have in front of us is Jocelyn Edwards versus Priscilla Cachoeira. Priscilla Cachoeira is 13-6.
She's odd though, right?
She's 36. We'll do the feet report in a second. And then Jocelyn Edwards is 15-6, 29 years old. For once, we have Jocelyn Edwards sitting at minus 310. We have Priscilla Cachoeira sitting at plus 260. Key, low-level girls fight again. Is there value on this Jocelyn Edwards line?
Joshua Edwards, you said.
Josh Edwards.
I really want it to be value. I think that she's a better mixed martial artist. I think that she has gotten better over the years, but to me, she's an underachiever for her actual skill set. And I do think that in the spot, she's clearly the better mixed martial artist here. And she's starting to show more urgency in her game, which is really nice to see, but she did it against two of the worst on the roster, and Chelsea Chandler and Tamiris Valdao, who isn't even on the roster anymore, got a tit punch knockout. For those that remember the ice bag on the boob. So I can't say that like, oh, I love these last 2 wins and she's really changing her whole career. And overall, you look at her whole resume and it's like you're not beating anybody. And it's not to say that Cachoeira is just somebody that is this big step up in competition or anything.
No,
she does it hard.
She got Saquon Barkley quads.
Jesus Christ.
310 is value. That's it. I decided.
I think that I think here in this spot, I think that she gets it done. She should be able to get takedowns, and I think that that's her clearest path here. On the feet, I can see Cachoeira making this like a real fight. I mean, this is the same woman. Jocelyn Edwards lost a round to Ramona Pasquale. Like, I'm old enough to remember. Like, she's not like she is going to easily beat people. I mean, split decision with Lucy Pudilova. I believe that was a robbery. Ji-Young Kim, split decision. I mean, she's not like just cooking people on the feet. So I think the Cachoeira does have a puncher's chance. As she does in most fights because she's aggressive and she hits hard. But I think that Edwards should go for takedowns here. She should be able to get them, and she should look like a pretty dominant side here. For me, though, I get weird feelings about this women's chalk that everybody loves each week. And this week has two of them with Fernandes and Edwards. Feels a little weird. Feels in the air that one of them's going to lose, but I think Edwards gets it done here.
Job, what are you thinking?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I think the big price tag is justified, and probably could be a bit wider. Like Cachoeira has a puncher chance, like you said, but when I look at it and I look into this fight, it's like Edward is younger, she's bigger, she's longer, the better striker, more technical. I trust her game plan more, and I mean, the takedowns is free. Her grappling is improving. Since she's been training with Valentina, honestly, in her last two fights, she looked career best to me. Like she really did. And she's only 29 years old. So I think she's entering her prime now, honestly. Like she looked really good in her last two fights. Cachoeira, I've bet her big last time out. You guys remember I was really confident, but that's because Nunes is really bad and really small. That's a way different matchup here, you know. Edwards could get hurt, could get knocked out, but like outside of that, I mean, she can get free takedowns here. And if she does, her grappling is good enough to either control Cachoeira or maybe submit her. And on the feet, I mean, Edwards going to land more. She's going to outstrike her. She's more technical. And I mean, Cachoeira is going to be 37, right? 37 years old with all the damage she's taking. She's going to get finished on the feet as well eventually. Like she's a punching bag. And Edwards, I think the way she times her shot is pretty good, especially last fight. I know opponents were not great, but like the way she did it, Chandler's never been finished in MMA, I think, before that. Let me just confirm if I'm not saying bullshit. Yeah, Chandler's never been finished in MMA prior to that fight. And it's not like she fought bums, you know, she fought some decent competition. And even you know, the like you said, the Pudilova fight was a concerning look, but it's a totally different matchup. But she also got robbed against Cornoli. She should have won. She almost got the submission there. So yeah, I think she's clearly improving her grappling. Normally she's the one getting taken down and losing because of that. Now she's getting taken down and getting submission. And yeah, I think her striking and power is improving. And again, she's the bigger girl, the younger girl. I trust her more. I think she has a lot of different paths to victory here, and she's a decent sized favorite. I know it's scary, but like outside of a Cachoeira KO, I think she's gonna lose the minutes on the feet and on the ground and probably get finished. So yeah, I think it's Edwards. I cap her at 80%, honestly. Like I give 20% to Cachoeira, so I think it's a decent parlay piece.
I'll be honest.
It is scary though. It is scary, but like I rather play Edwards at this price than laying like, I don't know, let's say minus 400 on Fluffy Hernandez in the main event. But we're gonna talk about that later.
Yeah, so we could get into that. I mean, I don't know anyone who would bet Jocelyn Edwards at minus 310. I don't know how you could see value there, being that the girl in Coachella.
I play her at minus 265, honestly, but I think she should be minus 400. I got her at 80%.
I just don't get that, just because first off, it's a girls' fight.
All right, so where is Cachoeira's better?
I just think if Cachoeira can make this a dog fight, she'll at least win one round. And if you win one round, that's not 80%, right? So
yeah, so she has to make it a dog fight because she's outskilled everywhere.
And I think she will make it a dog fight. And Jocelyn Edwards is the type of girl that, just like he said, will make this like there's no reason for this to be a tough fight. She'll make this a tough fight.
I mean, if she go out there and she's just trying to swing in the pocket with Cachoeira, she's just dumb, you know, and she deserves to lose. But I mean,
it can be silly sometimes, Trav. Yeah, it can be silly. And you paid minus 265 to find out. You know who's not silly? Fluffy. But we'll get into that,
bro. You pay minus 400 for fucking Fluffy or not?
I have him plus
we're going to talk about that.
Believe it or not, I have him plus 112. And I'll explain how that works.
I mean, that's not how parlay works, Peg. But yeah, you know, you don't really know
how parlay works. After when we get there, let's see here. Elijah Smith versus Toshiomi Kazama. Elijah Smith, 8-1. Tashiyomi Kazama 11-4. Kazama's plus 500. Elijah Smith minus 700. I mean, Key, this has got to be Elijah Smith knockout.
Smith round 1 KO. Like,
Yeah.
there's some of these fights there's really not need for long, bro. Smith round 1 KO. He's a good prospect. Somebody long term to keep an eye on. I believe. What's his age? Scroll down, Peg. 23 or something.
23.
22, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy. I think he's going to be around for a long time. The Mitch Morales debut, to win that in your debut fight is impressive in my opinion. I think the guy has a bright future. Kazama has no chin. He's going to sell out for the wrestling. He's like Stoliaranko in Japanese form.
Yeah, I agree with you. I actually have Smith parlayed. At what price? I'll have to let you know. But I have him parlayed. I think he's a lock here. I don't see how he loses this fight. If he does, they should just cut him. Yeah, that's about it. That's what I got for you. You round 1 KO. Job, what are you thinking?
Yeah, my only problem with that is that they're really onto it, and I think we need to adjust that because the books are really getting sharper, especially with props. Normally, you will be like minus 300, right? Like a year ago, maybe, right? He will be minus 300, and the KO prop will be pick him.
Yeah.
And now he's minus 700 or something, and the KO prop is minus 200. It's really disgusting. And you said round 1. I mean, I get it, but round 1 is plus 100. I can't be betting that. It's a bantamweight fight at the end of the day. So yeah, I just think it's awful. I mean, I guess this dude could try to clinch and could try to get takedowns and slow it down early, but like he's gonna get knocked out. It's just a matter of when it's gonna happen. And I can't play the knockout prop. And I don't really want to lay minus. I don't really want to lay minus 135 on the under 1.5. It's a bantamweight fight again. So yeah, it's really like they're really pissing me off, man. The bookies recently.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I parlayed him at minus 590. I
mean, you kind of have to do that because like the KO, like I said, is fucking minus 200. Maybe you get like minus 160 on commercial, which is probably decent, but yeah, it is annoying. But yeah, he should knock this guy out. This guy has no chin.
Minus 590 for Smith, minus 500 for Duncan, minus 400 for Erceg. All three of those together. Nasty work parlay of the week. Next fight.
Which one's gonna lose?
If anyone is probably gonna be fucking. Honestly, I don't see any of them losing. And if they do lose, we will have problems. You won't have I said this right. You will not have a co-host. You'll have to find.
But you're always doing like these 3 legs parlays with fucking massive chalk. So of course one is gonna lose. So let me just see which one it is.
CLD or I don't even think Erceg.
You probably Erceg too. I think it's kind of nasty work, honestly. But yeah, we're gonna.
I think he cooks him. I think he can knock him out. I think he can sub him. I think he's got the better cardio. He's fought the better level of competition. We'll go over that in a second. Julius Walker versus Rafael Cerqueira. Cerqueira 11-2, 35. Julius Walker 6-1, 26. Another dog shit fight. Walker minus 600. Rafael is plus 425. Drav, is there any way to bet this fight the proper way?
You give me the shitty fight, bro. I hate you, but not really. Again, what you want me to do with that? Walker is not even good, and he's minus. He's minus.
Is there value on the dog at plus 425?
Again, no, I'm not gonna do that because I don't know anything about this dude outside that he looks like a bum. Yeah, I don't care about that, bro. It's like people were betting him in his debut because of that. So I've never bet on this guy, and I never will unless he showed me something. He's supposedly a good grappler. I don't see it really. And on the regional, I've seen like a fight or two where his striking look okay, but like he just cover up like that against the fence. And I mean, Walker, he put on a decent fight against Menifil for his UFC debut. He's a big dude, and at least he has some ceiling for the division. So yeah, I guess he should win, but I don't think he's really good either, you know. But he should bunk. I guess the under 1.5 is in, if anything. But it's minus 220. But it's the only way I would play, honestly.
Key, you got anything here?
Walker is not very good. Cerqueira, I don't know why he's here. Nobody knows anything about him. To get knocked out in round 1 against Modestus tells me enough about your game. I thought that the Aslan fight may have just been a weird fluke type of deal where he just was gun shy and just got bombed. But to then get knocked out badly by Modestus, I mean, God bless you. Walker will figure out a way to win.
All right. Next fight. Guys, this is our main event. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It's all we ask you to do. We support you guys every single week. We give you free bets. We cash you money every bet. If you watch how we break down fights and talk about fights, we make you money every single time. It's pretty obvious.
And you guys asked for it for Dana White Contender Series. We had a ton of comments about it. So Dana White Contender Series will be back this year, and we're gonna be back every week. And I think we're gonna do it Sunday, probably Sunday night.
Yes, we will be back Sunday nights. We're not going to go live. I think we're going to record.
We'll see what we do. I don't really know yet.
Let them decide. If they want it live, we'll go live.
Comment. That's good idea, Key. Comment live or record, because I'll drop. Either we'll go live at 7:00 or I'll drop the video at 9:00 on Sunday. One of the two.
Something like that. Yeah, we're gonna do tapes. It's back next. It's back next week, I think. So,
yep, Tuesday. Jimmy Drago, the boy, he's fighting. I'll be there. I'll be there for his watch.
You need to stop saying the main event. It's the main card. You always say that. I never told you, but you always say that. It's the main card we're starting, not the main event. If the main event is fucking Eric Anders, I mean,
it's your boy, Eric Anders. There's nothing wrong with that, bro. Your boy, Eric Anders, Christian Leroy Duncan. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leroy Duncan, 11-2, 30 years old.
Your boy.
Your boy, 17-8, 38. People keep saying he's like 40. Eric Anders, plus 400. Christian Leroy Duncan, again, minus 550. Key, are we going to end up sweating out our bets again on CLD minus 550?
When did we ever sweat a CLD?
I thought we bet CLD in his last fight.
I did, and that was not a sweat. Fully of shit.
It was close to that round. He didn't cover his price tag. That's for sure.
He's just playing with his food. That's the problem.
Yeah, he had a 10-8 round. CLD just has some questionable decision making and finishing sequences. But I am who I am. I'm a CLD truther. I believe that the guy has some traits that you just generally don't see in mixed martial arts. I think that he's as fluid as an athlete as it comes in this weight class. I think that the speed difference here is going to look,
level
like a cartoon scene. I mean, it's going to be hilarious. CLD should find something here. My problem with him is sometimes either the game plan can be off, or he will look for just one huge shot at a time instead of what I think he could fill a lot of space with jabs. And I do think that he actually does have good boxing fundamentals. It's just, again, sometimes it's too much flashy stuff. It's too big of actions. Whenever I think that he could find some finishes just due to attrition instead of looking for that big shot over 15 minutes. But I think the guy's good. Traits, skills are there. Eric Anders got dropped by Weidman last time out. Weidman then just decided to quit, which was a very weird case there. He got dropped by Jamie Pickett and got dropped by Barry Alt. So those are his last three he's been dropped in. He is tough. He's not an easy guy to put away, so I get why prices aren't CLD, finish juice, or anything like that. But I think the CLD needs to find the finish. And I think he should find the finish here. The speed difference is just going to be insane. So CLD by KO is my pick. I got to just keep on riding with my guy.
Draw, what do you think here?
I kind of wanted to bet Anders because it's plus 425. And if he doesn't get knocked out, I feel like he's going to compete, honestly, like in the clinch and the takedowns. And you guys know, Key, you know, because I'm sure Peg doesn't really know the regional, but like the time CLD has lost and an amateur or even on regional when he struggles because he's getting taken down, right? Almost every fight. In the UFC, it has not really been tested. Only Robocop did. And Anders, I don't think his wrestling is all that good, but he shoot like 24 takedown against Park, right? It's not really something Leroy Duncan has seen in the UFC. So that's something that gave me a pause a bit. And also, like, Anders doing all these grappling tournament, he's clearly working on his grappling, and he's clearly a big dude, a strong guy. And I think he could potentially control CLD in the clinch a bit. But also, I think CLD in the clinch can land the elbows, the knees. He's really good there. So I feel like if Anders doesn't get knocked out, he has a path to compete here on minute and make it close. But like he mentioned, the speed difference, first of all, and also the fact that he's been dropped 3 times by guys that I don't rate as powerful. I just can't click, honestly. I can't do it. The thing with CLD, I think his finishing instincts are not really good, and he doesn't really have big power. It's these flashy stuffs, and when you do these flashy shit, nor like it can leave you open to get taken down. And I feel like Enders is smart enough to know the game plan here, so that's something I think it's kind of, Ender decision could be sneaky, but yeah, I don't want to do it personally. I think there's potentially value, but also, man, he's 38, durability is declining, and I mean, he mentioned it, but the speed difference, dude. I was looking into it. I was trying to, make a case for Enders, but I'm like, yeah, I can do it. CLD is also very athletic and very fast, so that's his main 2 weapons. So if I think a guy is slow, declining, and can get hurt, I can do it. But I would not lay minus 500 though. I think the KO prop is probably the way to play him. I think that's how he would cover his price personally.
Yeah, no, I'm on CLD. I parlayed him in that parlay we talked about earlier. I think it's fine to do that. I think he's a better athlete. He's going to be much faster. Anders' chin is going at this rate. This is just an easy, small cage setup spot for clinch work for CLD. He's going to outstrike him. He's going to find the knockout. He will finish Eric Anders, and we won't have to hear any of this bullshit anymore. So, yeah, that's my take on it. Next fight. Miles Johns versus Gene Matsumoto. Gene Matsumoto, he's 16-1. He's 25 years old. You got Miles Johns. He's 15-3. He's 31 years old. Odds in these two gentlemen, you can get Gene Matsumoto minus 300. You get Miles John plus 250. Drav, I'll give you a chance at actually breaking down a good fight for once. How do you think this goes? Miles Johns dog out G Matsumoto because he's hittable, or do we see G Matsumoto knock out Miles Johns?
Nader, I don't think he's gonna knock him out. Okay. I think if anything, I think a Matsumoto sub could be sneaky here. I'm curious to know what he's gonna think about it, but I think a sub 2-3 could be like really sneaky. He does have a really good guillotine, honestly. Like, he's really good at it. And Miles Johns, as we know, is gonna get tired and can shoot sloppy takedowns when he's tired. And Matsumoto, the pace that he push is pretty crazy, and he's really durable, and he has really good cardio. And the Rob Font fight, honestly, was really close, and he took that fight on short notice. So now he's only 25. He's going to be improving. I think his ceiling in this division is pretty high. Like, he's pretty good everywhere. And I think a guy like Miles Johns doesn't throw enough volume. So Matsumoto is going to lend more volume. I think he has some grappling upside potentially, because Johns might try to wrestle. And if he does, I think he could take him down. The problem with that is Gene's going to get back up, and he's going to make him work. And that's going to make him even more tired if Miles Johns do that. Obviously, Miles Johns has some power, but I think his power is a bit overrated. And yeah, Matsumoto is hittable, like you mentioned, but to me, he just has more tools overall, and he has that good guillotine. So I could see him getting a submission in round 2 and 3. I want to look more into it, but I think that's probably the way to play him. 2-3, maybe submission 2-3 is normally a guy that gets his finish late because he's a pace guy, a cardio guy, and John's the type of guy that's going to get finished in 2-3 if he gets finished, because as we know, he gets tired. So, Key, what do you think about this fight? Do you think Matsumoto is live to like submit him, or I think he is, but gun to my head, I think he wins a decision, but I do think the prices for sub 2-3 are kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think Matsumoto's live to finish him late here. I've talked about Miles Johns' cardio being pretty shitty in my opinion. Basic overhands, leg kicks. Matsumoto has a tendency to make every fight somewhat close, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him get bonked here and face some adversity. So I'm not running the parlay minus 300 and a guy that I don't think is capable of winning clean fights in a clean manner. So here I think that it's pretty clear that you look for a Matsumoto late prop. I do like Drav's read with the guillotine because I do think that his guillotine is very good. But for me, it's a pass. We'll see if any props stick out to me later this week.
Yeah, so I kind of agree with what the class is saying here, but to an extent, I played Miles Johns. I made him spread of the week. I think we kept it small. I think we only went one unit here. Play does feel kind of forced, but what I was kind of seeing is kind of like what Job said. I think early on, I think Miles Johns has what it takes to grapple early, probably win round one, and he's tough enough to survive and win a round two, round three. From like a number standpoint, looking at it that way, you can kind of see that. You can see fight goes distance is minus 250, so they're favoring it to go over. You got to assume Miles Johns wins one close round. I don't think Gene Matsumoto wears. He doesn't really wear damage well. I think he's hittable. I think Miles Johns gets tired, so I don't know. It could be a sloppy 29-28 fight. That's kind of how I think it goes here, especially in a small cage. It helps Miles Johns cut off the cage. So yeah, that's kind of how I looked at it, and that's why I took the spread at plus 105. All right. Andre Touchy-Feely versus C-Rod. The guy, the prospect killer. C-Rod, 12-3, 27. Andre Touchy-Feely is 24-12. He's 35, 5'11", 74-inch reach. Odds in these two gentlemen, you can get C-Rod anywhere from minus 235 to minus 240. Andre Feely plus 200. All right. It's been pretty skeptical that after watching Melky Costa fight Fili, that Fili probably threw the fight and may be throwing fights. That's kind of what I thought after the last one. I don't know how you could lay money on him. Key, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I have no interest in this fight, man. C-Rod, I mean, this is a really weird betting card because there's just a bunch of juice favorites in general. But C-Rod's not a guy that I want to back at these types of numbers. I don't think that he has the type of fight style that GM that consistently proves these types of price tags. Philly's gonna compete. He's not bad. He's just a little chinny, and it's not like C-Rod's some big thumper. He is a attritional type of guy, death by a million cuts. For me, it's a pass. I think C-Rod gets it done. He's, in my opinion, the better winner at at the stage of his career. I know the Melky fight was a little weird, but Melky's kick game is legit, and I think that he proved a little issues with his size. I know that Philly has some of the same size, but definitely looser striking. I can see C-Rod finding some counters easily. So for me, it's a pass. We'll see what happens. Maybe some adversity hits for C-Rod and you get in live on him, but I really don't have much interest in this fight.
Drop. So tell me this. C-Rod generally loses to guys who are relatively veteran but beats prospects. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he lost to Juicy J. That's like the only kind of veteran that he fought.
Costa,
I guess
Costa.
I mean, I don't think Costa's a veteran. He's 28. He has a lot of fights.
He's got a lot of fights though. He's got 35.
Yeah, he has a lot of fights, but like I don't know. He's 28. He's still a young guy. I mean, like he mentioned to me. No, did you mention it? I mean, the guillotine that he tapped you last fight.
Me, I did. It's not a real guillotine. It wasn't real.
It's not even like he shoot the takedowns. The guillotine is not in, and then he put himself in half guard and he put himself in the guillotine, and then he doesn't fight the hands, and then he's trying to fight the hands at the end. It looked like he's a white belt. He doesn't know what he's doing. I know he's not. I know he's a decent grappler, and he's not been submitted in a long time. So I'm like, what is going on there? Did he quit? Well, what happened? He didn't give a fuck? I don't know what happened, but that was really weird for me. And looking back at it, the last time Fili has been put in a sub attempt was in 2020. So he doesn't really get put in submission attempts that much. And he did get submitted by guillotine one time in the UFC. That was his debut against Max Holloway. In round 3, he was kind of getting pieced up a bit, and then he trying to shoot a takedown and you get guillotine there. So it happened twice in the UFC. Mm-hmm. And C-Rod front chokes are pretty slick, bro. I want you guys to try to guess, how many sub attempts do you think C-Rod has in the UFC so far?
How many does C-Rod have?
Sub attempt in the UFC so far. You can go first.
He does have 15 though, right? So I was gonna say 2.
He has 9 submission attempts. It's pretty crazy to me because
they're all guillotines, right? For the most part.
I think like 7 of them are guillotine. Yeah. Like not guillotine, but like Darce, Anaconda,
Yeah, they're all
guillotine,
long
right?
chokes.
He tried like a rear naked choke once or twice, but like he's really good at it. And the thing I have with Fili here is he shoot takedowns in almost every fight. And C-Rod is really good, obviously, at scramble, defending takedowns, and using these front chokes in those situations. And he almost had Costa in that front choke. You guys remember? Like that was kind of a deep submission attempt that he had against him. And C-Rod is getting better with his takedowns. So what I'm thinking is, I feel like this fight's going to play out somehow in the grappling, like probably play out more in the striking than in the grappling. But I feel like C-Rod or Fili, one of them, is going to force the wrestling at one point in that fight. And when that happens, I'm almost sure that C-Rod is going to try to attempt those submission. He always does. You know, he had a lot of deep submission attempt against a lot of fighters that he almost got. And to me, looking at Fili, he's 35, he's declining. His chin is also declining. He's getting hurt way more these days. He got hurt twice against Wood. He got put out cold against Dan Ige. He got he got put out cold against Brito as well, obviously. So he's getting hurt way more these days, and I don't think that C-Rod has nasty power. But what he does have is he does have good boxing and good combos in the pocket. And what I've noticed with Fili is almost all the time he's getting touched and hurt, it's in the pocket against fast strikers that are good in the pocket. That's where he get clipped. And C-Rod is good there. He doesn't have the power as like a Brito, obviously, but I think he could make him uncomfortable in those situations. And when he does, I could see Fili shooting takedowns. And if he shoot takedown because he's uncomfortable, that's going to lead to a submission, at least a submission attempt. So I think C-Rod is like for a guillotine here or just a Darce or a front choke. And I also think that's how the fight would finish. So I don't mind that angle. And yeah, obviously, if you go the distance, it's probably going to be a close fight. Fili is going to land the kick, do better at distance. He's bigger. But I just have a feeling that he's really declining durability-wise. And doesn't seem like he care about winning all that much anymore. So, I mean, C-Rod is going to try. He has really good cardio, and he's going to be there. But I don't like C-Rod at 145, honestly. I think he should be fighting at 135. But, yeah, I could see C-Rod landing a takedown or two here, pressuring, maybe hurting Fili a little bit. Like, he can land those elbows in the clinch. And if he hurt him, I'm almost sure that Fili's going to shoot a bad takedown. And when that happens, I think that front choke could be there. So, I think C-Rod's going to probably submit him, honestly. That's my hot take of the week.
Okay, I like it. It's got to be C-Rod or pass here for me. We know it's pretty evident that Fili's throwing fights. I think it's plain as day. So that's it. Next fight, high-level girls fight. Angela Hill, 18-14 versus Yasmin Lucindo, 17-6. Lucindo just got taught a vet lesson with the grappling against Lemos. Right now, Lucindo is minus 205. Hill is plus 175. Key girls fight, do your thing.
Yeah, this is a weird, very, very, very weird one for me. I mean, there's an insane age difference here, as we know. I think that here, I'm somebody that's backed Lucindo against Carolina Kovacevic, Marina Rodriguez, Poliana Viana. And I think that she is a good prospect here. But I think that she's been somewhat rolled up a little too soon. And here, Angela Hill has proven that she, although it's getting a little bit slower, but she still has shown that she can win fights at this level. And Lucindo, I'm kind of just confused on what she does at this level. At the lower level, she's just simply a better mixed martial artist than all those girls for the most part. Just, I mean, better on the mat, better striker, more powerful, better hardware. But once you start getting to these higher levels, it sort of shows in what is your skills that translates. And she's having sort of a tough time. And I think their striking is kind of basic. It's big overhands and big hooks. And then she loves to obviously get to that body lock and trip takedown. I don't think that that's going to be an easy ticket to a win here against Angela Hill. I think that she's super savvy. Her grappling has continued to improve over the years. And we know that she's going to throw a lot of volume and tap, tap, tap at Lucindo. Is Lucindo going to match the volume? Is Lucindo going to have insane dominant top time? I mean, I'm not really sure how she justifies minus 200 outside of Hill coming in more and more slower, which is not unreasonable. I mean, she's 40 years old. So it's not unreasonable to think that Hill does continue to slow down in some way. But outside of Hill just showing up and looking like a 40-year-old woman all of a sudden, when she just hasn't in these past fights, I don't think that Lucindo easily covers minus 200. I think that that's kind of tough. So I think it's dog or pass. I'm not going to – I think the youth wins here. So I do think that Lucindo gets it done. I would understand Lucindo probably more minus 150, minus 160 range. Minus 205, I think if that's starting to get a little wide, I think you're just essentially just betting on youth at that point, because I haven't really heard from anybody what Lucindo's real game is and what translates for her at a high level. And you look at some of her resume, I mean, there are some red flags along the way. The Brogan Walker fight was awful. Marina Rodriguez, I think that there's arguments that she lost that fight, and I bet Lucindo on that spot. And I wasn't too happy going to the decision in that fight. So I think that here, Hill, I'm not saying she teaches her a vet lesson easily, but she's going to cause some resistance. And at minus 200, I'm not looking to get behind Lucindo here.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get Angela Hill, little Angie on the block. I was going to get her plus 3.5, spread of the week, minus 215 opening line. Not happening. Almost had to pull a parlay spread of the week out my ass again. But
bro, I just commented on college review. I know he's watching our podcast, Mike, right? So yeah. I commented on his video. He was breaking down that fight when I popped. He was talking about the spread, and he was trying to look at what an ill spread is. And he said the price, and he's like, yeah, there's no way you can play that. I said, Peg is going to play it. And now you're saying you were looking to parlay it. He's going to just laugh in the comments.
Yep. I had a thought. I had a thought that I was going to parlay it because I had no choice, because the lines were so ugly for spreads. And ended up obviously going with Miles Johns, like I spoke about. I don't know. It just feels like Lucindo, we just watched her get out vet lesson by Lemos. Like, it looked bad. It looked like the optics were very bad in that fight. And I could see Angie Hill doing the same thing here. There's no reason to believe why she can't. So, yeah, that's my take on it. That's what I think is going to happen. Drav, did you ready to go for this?
No, I did not.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah, I people are kind of liking Angela Hill this week, and I personally disagree with it, just because I can see the decline in Hill. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I mean, I was watching her tapes, and if you look her fight against, let me just pull out Topology. If you look her performance against, let's say Ducote, let's say Denise Gomez, let's say Pinheiro, right? And you compare those performances against the fight against Richie and Souza. Do you guys see the decline? Because I clearly do personally. Yeah. Like she doesn't react well to shot as like she's super durable, but I don't think she reacts as well as shots as she's used to. Her defense got a bit worse. Her cardio got worse. She's getting more tired, and her body language in fight is not good. She even talked about it openly that she needs to fix that. And in her last fight, she didn't really fix that all that much. And, personally, I feel like she lost that fight. She got lucky to win it. And that's a fight where Souza took round one off, basically. And Souza doesn't show much volume. So looking into this fight is like, Lucindo, to me, hit harder, and she's faster, right? And she has grappling upside. Like, if you look at the Denise Gomez fight, Gomez got a takedown with a body lock. And that's what Lucindo does. She's going to try to get body lock takedowns. Another note also, what does Hill going to try to do? She's going to go in the clinch. She's going to try to make it work in the clinch. That's going to make it easier in my opinion, that's going to make it easier for Lucindo to get those body lock takedowns from the clinch. She's not gonna have to close the distance to get to those body locks. She's gonna have it right there. And like I said, on the feet, while I think Hill's gonna land maybe a bit more volume, I think that the bigger shot and the bigger moment's gonna come from Lucindo. And I mean, like she's 40 years old at strawweight, right? So there's gonna be one fight one day, and maybe that's this one. She's gonna look awful and she's gonna get finished. Because remember, early on at like 41, 42, she was doing her thing, but it was at much higher weight class, and she's a former champion. So here it's like Hill at 115, it's coming, and I can see the decline already. Cardio got worse, like I said, durability got worse already. And she's fighting a girl who's 17 years younger. You don't see that too often at a lower weight class. It's almost when if we have a flyweight guys, a 40 years old flyweight fighting a 23 years old flyweight, right? The 23 years old is gonna be a big favorite. And if you add the fact that the 23 years old has the grappling upside, have the bigger moments, and hit harder with a bit of a speed edge, I mean, the current trajectory here is like a massive difference. So personally, I kept Lucindo 70%. I think she should be minus 230. I know last fight was an awful look against Lemos. There was a terrible fight, a terrible look. But Lemos hit really hard, and she got kind of scared. And she's not going to have to worry about Hill power at all. And I know she didn't look good on bottom at all. I don't know what she was doing. But she's only 23. She's going to be improving fight to fight compared to Hill, who's going to be declining fight to fight. So you don't get the chance to fade, a girl that is 17 years younger at strawweight against a girl who has grappling upside and more power at minus 200 or better too often. So yeah, it's Lucindo for me. I know it's not a popular play this week. People are kind of hating on her. I think her ceiling is okay. I don't think she's as good at what people thought, but I think she can get takedowns here. I think that she can land big shot here and make it close on volume. So, and yeah, she's 23. So we'll see.
All right. Co-main event of the evening. Like, comment, and subscribe. Astro Boy Steve Erceg versus Ode, the Jamaican sensation Osbourne. Ode Osbourne 13-8. Steve Erceg 12-4 on a 3-fight skid. Steve Erceg is minus 600. Ode Osbourne plus 425. I'll go first on this one just because I have a wager on it. If Steve Erceg loses this fight, strike me dead. That's all I'm going to say. Honestly, I'm a huge Astro Boy fan. Been for a while. I kind of thought he put everything together. The KKF fight, I mean, he knocked him out pretty quickly, right? You can say what you can about that. Moreno fight was a tough one. Dug deep there. Was closer. Pantoja fight, one little fight IQ slip up in the 5th round, cost him the belt. Other than that, has looked great. Ode Osbourne, he's starting to put together fights here, right? He just knocked out Luis Garule. Kind of thought Garule was looking good before the KO. We saw him lose to Ronaldo Rodriguez. That was kind of bullshit there. I think that fight could have been stopped. I thought Ode knocked out Ronaldo. And then we're talking about Hafez Filo by sub. No shame there. This is a setup spot for Steve Erceg. I think Erceg can be the better striker. Erceg could be the better grappler, better cardio, better strength schedule, better everywhere. I think you can find a sub. I think you can find a KO. Round 1, Odie's obviously dangerous to knock out anyone. We've seen Erceg hurt in multiple UFC fights now. It's a little bit scary, but just don't do my boy like this. Come on. Just let Steve get this win here in the co-main event. What do you think, Kay?
Yeah, I think Ode could start from early, 1 and 2. I know there's some crazy prices. I think those are reasonable to play for Ode. I think Erceg grapples here and can justify his price tag. It's crazy that this guy you're talking about one last round away from being UFC champ, and now he's fighting Ode Osbourne in the fucking warehouse on a co-main event. So, God bless him. Hope he gets back on. I picked Erceg to win. Erceg sub makes sense on his side, but if they're just going strictly a kickboxing match, I think that Erceg has all the possibilities of getting hurt or losing around here. So I'm not touching this price. I think it's kind of crazy to be parlaying minus 600.
Yeah, I got minus 400. I got $2 worth of value there.
Go.
Go exactly, and it's never good when Key's saying God bless. So God bless is right. Hopefully, Erceg gets the win. Drav, what are you thinking,
Bro? Honestly, like I mean, this line is crazy, but at the same time, I've always been a Steve Erceg guy. I'm always betting on him. I've been losing money these last couple fights. It's just Ode is big and he's really fast and he's dangerous early, and we know Erceg is hittable and he can get hurt. He can get hit. So yeah, the KO 1-2, like he mentioned, I think these are a really good way to play Ode Osbourne. And on FanDuel, there's like massive prices. Like I'm talking about 29-1 for KO2 and 21-1 for KO1, which is, if you like Ode and you're listening, like I'm really like I want to bet those. I don't know if I will, but I think that's really good bets because I think that's most of his win condition. What I'm hesitant is obviously the grappling. The thing is with Steve Erceg, he doesn't really grapple like all that much for as good of a grappler he is, and he has a big grappling edge here. But like he loves to strike, and if he strike with Ode, there's no way he's going to look minus 500, especially early. Maybe if Ode gets tired, he can piece him up and finish him late on the feed. But I mean, the first 7 minutes, he's not going to look this price, and he can get bonked. So I have big concerns there. But yeah, the level of competition is not close, obviously. What I kind of like though for Ode is he kind of struggled to make the weight at 125. He's a massive flyweight, and he's taking this on short notice. But the fight is at 135, and I think that benefit him. That benefit him personally. Erceg, he said in an interview he was not sure if he was fighting at 125. He was not sure against who. He was training to cut weight, and now he's not. He can heat. It's kind of all over the place for him. He's also traveling all across the world from Australia to going into the Apex. Ode is fighting in the close to home. So there's a lot of things going into against Steve Erceg, and to be 0-3 in your last 3 fights and be minus 600. I don't know, man. I know those 3 losses are elite, but at the same time, like I said, I think Ode could bunk him, and he's really fast and explosive early. I feel like if Steve Erceg covers, he's going to submit him. So maybe the sub prop on Erceg is sharper than the money line, and maybe some under could be sneaky here. I don't really know. I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but
unders are pretty good, right? I like unders because, like you said, it covers probably most of Ode's win equity, and then I think if Erceg covers his price tag, he finds a finish early. So.
Yeah, my only kind of is like they're flyway at the end of the day, and then it's minus money to lay the under 2.5. I don't know what Key think about it, but like it's around minus 135.
Minus 150 for under 2.5.
Do you like that, Key? Think it's good or?
I don't hate it, but
I don't have much of an opinion on that.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky because I don't know, man. I think Steve Erceg should win, but I don't think I'm going to be betting this fight. I feel like I'm all over the place with it.
When's the last time you've seen a graph look like this?
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's weird, right?
It is.
I don't know. So I don't know. I think you're kind of onto something there, Drop. But let's move on to our main event. Main event of the evening: Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Roman Gasbag Dolidze in the Apex. Roman Dolidze, 15-3, plus 260, 37 years old. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, he is, I think I just clicked that ad by accident. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, he's 14-2, he's 31. He's minus 330. Roman Dolidze plus 270. Drob, you gave Roman out as your free bet of the week. Tell us why you think Roman Dolidze is a good bet this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons, honestly. First of all, I think this line is crazy. Like I play plus 280. I don't think you can make an argument that line is correct. I think it should be closer to like Fluffy minus 150. So I think this line is insane. The reasons being, first of all, who's going to win the fight early? Like, it's going to be Dolidze, and I'm pretty sure Peg agree, even though he's on Fluffy. Like, in round 1 and 2, Dolidze is going to look better here.
Yeah.
So if you want to bet Fluffy, there's other ways to play him. Obviously, round 3, 4, 5, that's where he's going to look the best. Fluffy and over 2.5. Fluffy start round 3, or just you wait and you're trying to play him live after round 2 or after round 3 to get a better price. But pre-flop, I mean, Dolidze plus 280 to me is a really good spot. I know he's 37, but I don't know if you guys knew, but he started MMA at only 28. And he doesn't have a lot of mileage on his body. So I don't think the age at middleweight make that much difference. And I also think he's close to his prime right now. Like he looked against in his last couple of fights, he looked pretty good. I think his striking is improving, honestly. And I think he has some tools on the feet to make Fluffy hesitant and hurt him. He has that big right hand, as we know. He has those knees in the clinch. He's pretty nasty with them. And he has decent kicks. We've seen Fluffy hurt a lot in the UFC, especially to the body. And Dolidze is a stronger guy than him, and he's a bigger guy, and he has more power. And I think Dolidze is a better striker, personally. Not by a lot, but I think he's a better striker with more power, and he's more likely to win big moments on the feet. And I think he can win the clinch. He's big in the clinch, like he's strong in the clinch. He can control Fluffy maybe. And those knees, he's pretty good with them. Now, obviously, the grappling, right? That's where the fight's going to take place for the most part. I'm sure that Fluffy's going to land a couple takedowns here. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. I will be dumb.
Well, if he's going to win the fight, he has to take him down.
I mean, even if he loses, he's still going to get takedown unless he get bonked in round 1, which I don't think that's what's going to happen. But the thing is, Fluffy has never been known as a guy with good top control. You always need to, get takedowns over and over again, make you tired. The thing with that is, against Dolidze is a nasty grappler, man. He's really good. He's super dangerous. And it's funny because you look at him and you look the guys he's faced, he's really good when you're trying to take him down because he has those sweeps, he has those leg locks, he can reverse you. And Fluffy has been reversed before. Fluffy has lost grappling situation before. He lost some grappling situation against Josh Friend back in the day. Obviously, he got ragdolled by Vieira before gassing him out. And he also lost some grappling situation against Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen sweep him. Brendan Allen got the back at some point. He got them out. Brendan Allen also, the fight started, he got him with a head kick. Dolidze has a really good head kick. So I just think there's a lot of room for Dolidze to look a massive value and win the fight outright. Like I said, the power on the feet, the striking edge, the size. And like I said, Fluffy's going to take him down. But then what? What is he going to do? Is he going to submit Dolidze? I don't think so. Is he going to ground and pound him? Possibly. But I don't think he's going to control him easily. I think Dolidze can sweep him. And what happens if Dolidze get on top? He's going to cause damage. He's really dangerous. And he could submit him. I think Dolidze could submit Fluffy. I think he really can. And Fluffy has been put in bad position in the grappling a lot. I've talked about him getting hurt on the feet. I've talked about him getting hurt to the body. He's getting put in bad situation in the grappling. He fought out of most of those situations, but he got submitted in the UFC before. He got knocked out in the UFC before. It happened, right? So I don't know, man. Dolidze, to me, he's a really tricky matchup for him. And Dolidze, you said the gas bag. I personally don't agree with that. I don't think his cardio is terrible. Obviously, he slowed down, of course. In round 4 and 5 against Vettori, that was his best 2 rounds. He won those rounds. He landed more volume. He landed a bigger shot. And I was not expecting that pre-fight. Obviously, the fight was not as high paced as this one's going to be. And he played out on the feet. Against even the Imavov fight, right? He got beat up so bad early, right? He came back and he won round 4. He kind of hurt Imavov a bit on the feet in round 4. He landed a big shot. So I think Fluffy pace is unreal. And round 4 and 5, he's going to cook probably. But I'm not confident he finished Dolidze. It was never been finished in MMA. And if he doesn't finish him and lose round 1 and maybe round 2, I think Dolidze can finish him early. I think Dolidze could potentially win 3 rounds. So, yeah, why is he plus 280 then? Yeah, maybe that's the age, the hype on Fluffy, and the cardio and the 5 rounds, right? But that doesn't make him minus 400 to me. I really don't. So I think Dolidze is a really good spot here, personally. Like I said, I think he should be plus 125. And I can see KO upside. I can see submission upside. I can see decision upside. Obviously, round 4 and 5, favor Fluffy. But is that impossible for you guys to imagine Roman winning round 4 or having a big moments in round 4 and, winning? No, I don't think he's going to win round 5. I think round 5 is going to be the Fluffy best round, but I also think round 1 is going to be Dolidze best round. So, yeah, I just don't get, I understand why people are betting Fluffy because they love him. It's 5 rounds. the age, and he's on a massive win streak. But I mean, just look at it. I mean, Dolidze in the UFC is 9-3, right? And
Yeah,
between
but his last 3 wins have been all fluke wins, to be totally honest with you, bro.
I mean, Vittori
Old ass Anthony Smith doesn't count. Kevin Holland popped a rib, doesn't count.
I mean, he was beating his ass. He was on his way to win that.
Dude, it's 18 strikes to 19 strikes in the round 1. I don't really consider that too much. He fought the ghost of Marvin Vittori, who looked horrible on the feet against Brendan Allen last week.
I mean, wait a minute. The fight was not close. He clearly won the fight against Vittori, right? And yeah, I mean, that's a different matchup. That's what I'm saying. But when he fought these grapplers, when he fought Kyle Dawkins, who's a good BJJ black belt, what happened, right? He knocked him out. When he fought Jack Hermanson, who was a good wrestler and grappler, what happened? He put him on his ass, right? He reversed him and he put him in the fucking tricky situation. And he finished
in 2022. That was 3 years ago. And I think Jack Hermanson hasn't looked great since. Kyle Dawkins hasn't been in the UFC since.
Kyle Dawkins is back in the UFC, by the way, and he won.
I saw that today. He got his chance.
And I mean, Kyle Dawkins is a good grappler. I mean, those knees, he knocked him out. And you know, you can say, "Oh, Jack Hermanson fight doesn't count. He's in 2022. He's just lazy capping, bro. Come on. I mean, give me my breakdown. Why do you think Fluffy minus 400 is a good bet? I'm listening.
Fluffy's got a better motor, like you said. I think if Roman does have success on the feet, it's probably going to be in round 1. Most likely round 2, but I could even see Fluffy getting his game started and getting his game going early. I do think that Roman is okay with getting taken down and pulling guard. That's going to be an issue for him against Hernandez, because Hernandez isn't going to fall for the bullshit leg locks and stuff like that. The reason and the positions that Hernandez is getting stuck in, like you were talking about, where it hasn't looked good, is areas where like Fluffy Hernandez had Brendan Allen's back and fell over the top. Or when, Marcus Perez got him in the anaconda choke 10 years ago. It's like weird things like that are getting him, and some of those are his own mistakes. It's not Roman Dolidze is going to play grappler and beat him in that sense. And I think the more Roman lays on his back and plays in guard and lets the snowball starting, it's just going to become a pressure cook fest. In the clinch, I think he'll be able to push him up against the cage, start working. I think if Roman does win, and I'll predict this too, if it is a win, I bet you $1 million it's not a sub. It's probably knees to the body. That's would probably be his highest finishing equity after watching tape. Other than that, I don't see a sub coming. I think Fluffy's going to have massive top time upside. He's going to have massive cardio upside. I think the sooner he gets that game going, the better. And it's going to be a runaway train. It's not going to be like a Roman looks good 1, looks good, looks bad 2, looks good 3, picks it up 4. It's not, that can't happen. Once it starts, it doesn't stop. So I think Anthony Hernandez pressure cooks here. Like we just talked about, career trajectory. People are forgetting Roman Dolidze is 37 years old. Yeah, he's not old in MMA years. He's just old in general. You want to talk about camp he's coming from? Eric Nixick's gym. That gym sucks now. They got no game plan. Nixick's out going doing podcast shit like that. You know what? He can come on our podcast if he wants. Happy to have him. I mean, that's where he's going to end up doing his podcasting, because he's not coaching anyone to shit anymore. So that being said, Fluffy by pressure cook. Fluffy gets it done. I have Fluffy. I think I parlayed him, minus 400 or minus 350. I have him plus 112. Why? Because I parlayed him with Bashy. And I parlayed him with, the fuck's that guy's name? I'm trying to figure out. I got to open up my bet MMA. Can't remember what I parlayed him with. But I parlayed him with Bashy, and I parlayed him with Nakamura. So Nakamura got Bashy and Fluffy plus 112. I played that for a unit, and that's my bet on Fluffy. I'll happily, if line comes in, he gets under minus 300, I'll happily add here. I'm going to be looking into when FanDuel gives out the 3, 4, 5 props. I will be on Fluffy late, because I do think once the snowball starts.
They're already out, bro. They're already out since this morning or something. So
are they? Is it the combo props though? Because DraftKings usually, FanDuel gives out combo props where you get each round. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. And I'll probably play that for another unit. But I think Fluffy probably finds a late finish.
What do you want to, like, you want to have 3, 4, 5? Wait a minute.
I mean, I'll take 4 or 5, realistically. They're only going to give you 2 rounds. They won't give you 3. So I'll take 4 or 5, like whatever that is on FanDuel. But that's my breakdown. Key, what do you think?
Yeah, I think if you have a Hernandez ticket, I think it's a bad bet, straight up.
What happens if he
This
wins,
makes
though?
no sense. Hernandez has gotten very, very great matchmaking. And the one time he had a slight bit of a matchup problem that somebody can halfway match his grappling in Brendan Allen. That goes to 29-28 decision in a very, very winnable fight for Brendan Allen if he doesn't fight like a
You put it out
jackass.
and
And after that, you're talking to Michelle Pereira. He did what he's supposed to do. Kopylov, he did what he's supposed to do. Edmund Shabazian, he did what he's supposed to do. Barry Alt, he did what he's supposed to do. Josh Fremd, shit. Rodolfo Vieira, that's a great win. Very, very cool win at that, too. We've seen that he's soft to a body. That's already been addressed. Dolidze goes for leg entanglements and has an active guard like nobody else in these higher weight classes, in my opinion. I think he's one of the craftiest grapplers in the division by far. I mean, absolutely tore Phil Hawes' leg to bits and then brutally knocked him out after trying to get the ref to stop it after Phil was obviously on a bad ACL there. And then you're talking about Kyle Dawkins in the clinch dies and Jack Hermanson. Not only did he end up getting the calf slicer and then finishing him with the TKO after Jack had, I mean, prison rules, only God knows what happens there without a ref. So you're talking to Dolidze, in my opinion, you're going to get by far the best grappler Hernandez has seen. And if I think if Dolidze catches him and gets his back or ends up on top, I think that could very well be the round. Hernandez does make mistakes. He is not somebody who is this like people get Hernandez confused because his pace and motor is so great that he is like technically is an insane grappler. But we've seen this guy get his back taken. We've seen him end up on bottom for minutes at a time. Like we've seen, he's not like
Even
indestructible.
against Josh Frem.
Yeah. So this, I mean, this guy makes mistakes. It's not a case of like he's this flawless grappler. He's just a dog, and he's had some great matchmaking against gassy strikers that he can outdog, and it makes his grappling look a little more souped up than it actually is. Dolidze has real grappling credentials. I think he is as crafty as they come. It's really, really cool to see so many leg entanglements and sweeps from guys in this weight class, and he does them like nobody else. And so I think that I think that Dolidze has low key high rolled his UFC career by, in my opinion, I think that he should have made way more of a dedication to his game, being more wrestling oriented so he could actually use his grappling. But he's taking that time for his striking to get better. I mean, you're talking in a 49-46, Pat, you're shrugging your shoulders. 49-46 on all three judges' scorecards against Vittori. And that's after the first fight where some people argue for Dolidze to win that one. And so he follows it up with the same performance against the same guy and just absolutely makes it not debatable at all. Kevin Holland, I'm not worried about that. Anthony Smith, I'm not worried about. But whenever you see these grappling exchanges, it's very apparent that Hernandez is one, not going to be the one that's creating threat or having some insane danger and for submissions here. But I think that two, you're sort of hoping that Hernandez makes it around 4 or 5 and then just naturally sort of wins from there. And I can understand that. I think that Hernandez probably late will have the better boxing and the better dirty boxing in the pocket. And I think that he has a high chance of winning round 4 or 5. But I think that he's going to have to deal with some submission threats. And Dolidze is not a guy that allows you to settle on top of him. He's instantly throwing elbows off of his back. He's trying to cut you up. He's going for triangles. He's looking for sweeps. And to me, I think that that's just way too active for a guy like Hernandez. That's somewhat looking for you to settle and for you to just try to get back up and not really create any threat against him, but just try to get back up so he can take you down again and just repeat that process until you die and he's going to keep on swimming. I don't think that would be the case here. I think Dolidze is the more physical guy. I think that he's going to have opportunities to win in the clinch. I think that he has opportunities to win on the mat. I think he can hurt Dolidze at distance. Do I slightly lean Hernandez pick wise and how I line this fight? Yes. But plus 250, and then I jumped on plus 310 whenever it spiked at that price too, and added a little bit more there. I think that Dolidze is easily the side pre-fight If you are looking to bet Hernandez, it is best to do it live if you are truly that dedicated to betting him in this fight. But I think that this is one of the worst grappling matchups he could have gotten in this division. And I really don't see how he justifies this price tag, especially in the first 15 minutes.
Peg is hating his life right now. Look at his face.
Nah, I got one unit. I just got to get down on my 4 or 5. It's all right. We'll go head to head again.
We're gonna wait for you to add when the line drop, right? So
it'll be on Twitter, and everyone will be tagged. The whole world will be here to see on the world stage. They'll all be here
so maybe you can get another one over me at -3xx, right? You love to right?
You can pick the 3xx's too. You can do it too. You just decide not to. All right, guys, that's the show. We got a nice head-to-head with the squad here. Cycle parlay last week, plus 1,700. What were we, one leg away? I think it was Rebecca KO's the only one that lost. We got Bashy sub.
That's Key fault.
Vallejo's decision, and Key lets us down on the first leg. Key's not going to let us down this time in a row. So 1 decision, 1 sub, 1 KO. Who wants to go?
CLDKO.
Okay, CLDKO. Do you know the line for that?
Plus 175 on Bet Online, I think. I don't think it's.
There's on FanDuel actually.
It is.
It's plus 185 on FanDuel. Peg, you can go.
Okay, plus 185. Okay. I have a feeling Drive is going to do C-Rod by sub.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Were you actually?
Yeah, 500.
Okay. C-Rod by sub. That's kind of crazy. You could play that by itself. Okay. And then I'm going to do...
You need to do a decision, right? So...
What's Lucindo by decision?
It's really chalky. It's... Oh, not damn. It's -115 on the FanDuel.
That's fine. Actually, I might play that myself personally. Lucindo.
Bro, were you making a case for Hill before I did my breakdown?
For no, I went first, but I was talking about spread of the week, not winning the fight. And then Lucindo -115. What does that give you all together, Droff?
Plus 396.
That can't be right.
3096.
Oh, 3,096. Gotcha.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. I fucked
up. I was going to say, I'm like, yo, there's no way that's possible.
My English cost me.
But all right, guys. C-Rob by sub, Lucindo by decision, CLD by KO, plus 3,000. One of these is going to hit. I'm your host, Pegasus. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let us know whether you want us to go live or drop recordings for Dana White Contender Series. We're starting this Sunday. Guys, now's the time to buy both Keys Dub Club and Jobs Odd Chopper. We got Dana White Contender Series. We got PFL. We have UFC cards throughout the next month and a half. There's money to be made. You're going to want to be making it with them. You buy 1 month, odds are the money you make that month will pay for you their year. So just do it that way. We need Key to buy a new chair anyway. He's got the dildo behind him. We can all see it. We need a non-dildo chair. It's like the WNBA with the green dildos, except we have a shadow dildo on our podcast.
Peg's talking about feet and dildos on the podcast. You know,
yo, I was gonna say, Drav, you got a mustache, kind of like Carlos Prates. You see his new mustache?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I know it's gonna be huge. All right, you guys got anything to say? Or we can closing this up.
Yeah, just plus 80 units on the year so far. Get it. I'm gonna grind down with Contender Series, trying to get to that 100 unit mark before the end of September. So yeah, get in choppers. I mean, it's only 25 a month. I don't know, man. I mean, some people are charging triple of what I'm doing, and I don't think they have the same results and the same consistently that I have. So, and Key is always putting the work in as well. So I think for the price we charge and the content and the results we have, I mean, it's really cheap. And like Peg said, you're going to get that money back in a month for the full year. That all my subs can say the same. I know most of my subs have been with me for a long time, and I'm really proud of that. So, if you guys want to join the team, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. And I got a lot of you guys, asking me questions on Twitter, saying you love the podcast and all of that. So if you have question about fight or just my odd shoppers, you want to DM me on Twitter. My DM are open, so you can shoot me a DM. But yeah, we're gonna be back. Is that Sunday? Yeah, we're gonna be back Sunday for the Now What Contender Series, and then next week will be Wednesday actually. And we're gonna go live for the pay-per-view, and we're gonna bring on a guest. We just don't know who yet, but if you guys have any suggestion in the comment, a new guest you want on the show, let us know. But we're gonna figure something out.
Yeah, that's the show, guys. Key, got anything, or are you good to go?
No, just make sure to let us know if you want live Dana White Contender Series streams or if you want recorded. Sunday at 7s will be the live time. I think we can have a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's the show. Also, I just realized we're also going to be recording our Tuesday night shows during Dana White Contender Series. It's going to be hard to stay focused.
We'll probably go Wednesday then.
We could do that too. Whatever you guys want to do, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
All right, guys. Later.